Hey, it's PK coming at you. Gonna talk to you about one of the sexiest topics around SIM provisioning. Seriously, though, it's kind of a big deal. So, if you're like me and you're new to the private 5G world and private LTE, like what is that? We've talked about it, the whole Wonder Twin thing, right? You have your IMEI, you have your IMSI. But here's like the nuts and bolts of how it works. You either need to run a script or you have to go into some portal and you have to activate it, and it's one thing to one thing. Now, let me give you a real life experience of why PK in days of yore could have used a tool like OneLayer to actually make my life better. So, I was in charge of mobility. That's a fun way of saying I was the cell phone guy. I used to work for this giant construction company and I had all the fun ones. They would come in with, I dropped it in a bucket. I fell off a ladder, whatever. My favorite was one that was, I kid you not, about that thick. And it was like one of those Nokias, it was like it started out that thick and then it ended up like that thick. It had been run over by an asphalt compactor into fresh asphalt. Now, if Preston had had OneLayer back in the day in private LTE, I could have been able to have a bucket of SIM cards and a bucket of devices. Am I able to get that SIM out of that device and shove it into a new one? Here you go, Rocky. Rocky was the worst. He was the one that always screwed up his phones. Here's your new phone, right? But if I can't, here's my new SIM, stick it in there. It will auto provision. OneLayer will take care of it. If you want to know more about that, let me know. My name is PK. I provide clarity to cellular chaos. And I do this a couple times a week. Talk to you really soon.